Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. It is Sunday. It's the 28th. It's June. It's 2020. This is my third video, and the reason I'm making this video is because some asshole, and I'm going to say asshole because somebody I don't know just texted me 600 paragraphs of nonsensical, crazy talk about a union. We should start a union. And yet, this person didn't even think it was necessary to say, "Hi, Richie, I know you don't know me. My name is..." Nah, none of that. Just crazy talk. And then when I say, "I have no clue who this is." "Well, I follow Richie from Boston." "Is this Richie from Boston?" What the... I mean, seriously? Blocked. See you later. I would never text somebody I don't know, and certainly never text someone that never gave me their number and said, "Shoot me a text sometime." And if I ever was shit-faced or insane and thought texting strangers was a good idea, I'd at least say who the hell I was. But yeah, we don't want to do that. No. See that? See what your text just turned into? At any rate, let's pull a little sunshine out of this pile of dung, shall we? The last several days, I've gotten a lot of emails, and almost all of them are carbon copies. Not literally, but all of them are, "Ever since I've been awake, I'm alone. My family doesn't talk to me anymore. My brothers, my sisters, my spouse, my kids, etc., etc." Well, yeah. Nobody wants to hear the truth, because when you discover the truth and the scale of the lies that we are living under, you have to change. A lot of people, as nice as they may be, as smart as they may be, as well educated, etc., etc., some of them don't want to change. They like things the way they are. Even under a second lockdown in months for a made-up nonsense, people will still deal with it, as opposed to looking at the fact that, hey, is this all bullshit? Is something really going on? They'd rather worry about not paying their rent. They'd rather worry about groceries. They'd rather worry about their 401k and hope. And that's what the mainstream media does. It'll keep stringing you along. "Oh, I can't leave my house. My job's closed down. My business is completely trashed. My kids aren't going to school. But the stock market's through the roof right now." People don't want to hear it. And much like the wacko that just texted me, you don't go to someone that's not awake. You don't try to wake them up by going, "Chemtrail, Sandy Hook, 9/11, reptilians, alien attack, alien invasion, clones." You don't do that. You don't do that. I have subscribers that I meet that'll come up to me and do that. Everything they've ever heard, they'll blather at me in the first 3 paragraphs, and it's like, yeah, I know, I made those videos. I know this. So, you know what I mean? If you're going to try to wake somebody up, try to do something that you know that they can relate to. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, for instance, 9/11, those 2 buildings coming down, you can say whoever it was, and it doesn't matter. Here's a fact. The speed in which those buildings went from standing to completely collapsed defies physics. There's no arguing that. It defies physics. How the hell was that done? Something that was falling naturally can't defy physics. It doesn't work like that. Let alone the phone calls from the airplanes and the guy in the cave. You know what I'm saying? Newtown, Connecticut. That's a really tough one, because out of all those children, the same amount of children showed up singing at the Super Bowl. That was the elites. But you can't prove it. You can say whatever you want. People have picked that apart and shown all the proof. People don't care because the kids, we're Americans, we're so worried about saving what? Every life is precious. And yet we abort more unborn human beings every year than any other country. We spread democracy no matter how many children we have to kill, how many people we have to kill. We invaded Iraq. I have no love for Middle Eastern people any more or any less than anyone else. But we totally, completely invaded Iraq. It stayed there for over a dozen years. 22 United States soldiers commit suicide daily. You know why? Because they were there. And after being there for a while, they went. You know what I'm saying? We invaded Iraq and killed over 1 million people for absolutely nothing. Oklahoma City. When it happened, the news was reporting there was multiple devices in the building. But that's not possible because it was a truck bomb outside. Even though the guy that invented the neutron bomb, his name escapes me, looked at the entire thing, did all the math and all the physics and said, that truck bomb would have made a big noise and broke some windows. It wouldn't have cleared the building out. Well, it didn't. There was unexploded devices found inside the building. And I cannot find this to save my life. But an FBI agent that was there, that saw these devices, who tried to come forward, read a report about the bombing in which he was killed. Imagine that. He's reading the report, and the report says, you're dead. You died in the explosion. And then I believe he disappeared or whatever. That's how they do it. You know what I mean? Every event they do, they leave enough loose ends so that people like me and everyone else will make videos and talk about it. And for years, they can sit there and monitor it and go, wow, these people have all the information in the world. Now, what are they going to do with it? They're going to argue with each other. Well, the planes weren't real. Well, the planes weren't real. It was directed energy weapons. It was nanothermite. There was no one in the building. There was everyone. That's what everybody does. And the reason everybody does that is the people that do these events also have military and central intelligence accounts on YouTube that stir the pot. That when people start to get close and look like they might hit critical mass, they point them in another direction. So waking people up, you've got to pick your poison and make sure this person is going to be receptive. If they're not, it is what it is. I would love to wake my father up, but it's never, ever going to happen. He knows what he knows, and that is that. You know what I'm saying? When I started making YouTube videos, I believed in the moon, the stars, the planets. Now, with more information and testing things on my own with better optics, better telescopes, better cameras, I discovered that stuff that looks billions and billions and billions of light years away, it ain't all that far. And then I discovered tons of declassified Russian and American paperwork from the 60s where they're straight up saying, yeah, we were shooting at the firmament, we couldn't crack it. We tried I don't know how many times. You know, the shape of the earth, I always hated this one. I know what it is. It ain't what we've been told. But you bring up that topic to somebody, that topic was introduced into the truth community just like the Illuminati card. It's true, but they injected it at just the right time. Because anybody that tries to tell you about 9/11 defying physics, if they happen to mention flat earth, you just lost them. The earth is... the earth is... Sure it is, buddy. The earth is flat. Yes, sirree, Bob. They ain't gonna buy it. Not in a million years. So it's not worth telling them. You can show them Harvard University's website. You could show the dozens of people that have had their hair and blood tested for massive amounts of barium, strontium, aluminum, and cyanide. Mike Decker lives out in Wyoming. His hair was loaded with it. That's something you can prove. But you know what? People don't care because experts know what they're doing. They're spraying the sun, stupid, to save us from global warming. Remember that thing they used to talk about all the time? Remember Greta? She's gone now. They don't need it anymore because they got this pandemic. The pandemic is all-encompassing, all-consuming. All of it. You want to wake people up? Present them with some of Dr. Kaufman, Dr. Tenpenny's short clips. Don't make them watch 2 hours. Short clips. And then show them the book, What Really Makes You Ill, by David Parker and Don Lester. I have a copy of it in my truck. I'm going to give one to a subscriber that I'm going to meet. Could be you. Who knows? But it explains everything. The entire medical industry was explained in the documentary How Big Oil Conquered the World and Why Big Oil Conquered the World. Those are 2 videos that are an hour-ish long that explain everything. Who's behind everything and who's behind the pickle we find ourselves in now. It explains schools, how we went from the most educated country in the world to the dumbest country in the world, and nobody seems to have an issue with it. You know what I'm saying? So there you go. Long story short, if nobody in your family talks to you, think about it. Did you shoot them with a sniper rifle of truth? 1 shot, 1 kill? Or did you shoot them with a shotgun of crazy talk? Think about it. If you're going to text me, ever, tell me who you are and wait for me to respond. If I open up a text while I'm driving and there's 700,000 words and none of them are your name, that ain't gonna work. At any rate, I hope this helped. I'm out.